Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tando. I'll be taking you through our wonderful estate, and I'll be showcasing you the history of the estate, and as well giving you a detailed explanation of how each style of the house is made, so you can follow me up the stairs. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, you can spread out so everyone can see or hear me. It will be a bit noisy here because they're currently preparing for the next harvest. Before I start, I'd like to give you a brief history of the estate. So, Groot Constantia is one of the oldest surviving trademarks in the wine world. Particularly in South Africa, it's the oldest wine estate. It was established in 1685 by Simon van der Stel. He first worked as the governor of the Cape. He was appointed by the Dutch East India Company. For many years, working as the governor of the Cape, he requested land, about 763 hectares, at the back of Table Mountain, stretching all the way to Table Bay, and conducted soil samples all the way from here to the peninsula, and discovered that this particular region, which he named Constantia, is very good for viticulture, and he also liked the scenery he got here. Okay? So the size of the estate currently is around 100 hectares. We have 90 hectares under vine. We produce about 70% red, 30% white. Okay? So the main difference between white wine and red wine making: white wines will press before fermentation, red wines will press after fermentation. With white wines particularly, we like to ferment at a colder temperature, between 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. That is known as a cold fermentation, to preserve the aromatics. With reds, we generally ferment at a warmer temperature at around 25 to 26 degrees Celsius, because with reds particularly, the anthocyanins are what gives you the color compounds. So we need to do a lot of pressing to get the desired color we're looking for. So we'll do extended press punching down and pumping overs with our red wines. Okay? So I'd like us to move to that side, where I'll show you the two machines we're using for our pressing. So ladies and gentlemen, this is our pneumatic pressing machine. So this machine is very good because when we're pressing the grapes, we don't want to burst the pips which are found inside the grapes, which contain unnecessary oil and tannin. So the pneumatic pressing machine has a membrane inside which will gently squeeze in the grapes without crushing the pips. So that's what is mainly used nowadays in the wine industry. That machine is coming from Switzerland. We have another one which is coming from Germany. Okay. And on this side, this is you can maybe do a lot of blending. You go to that side. So some of these tanks will be used for blending purposes. We have 3 blends. We have the Lady of Abundance, Governor's Heart, and the Governor's Root. So you can follow me to that side. So here is our second machine. As you can tell, it was used because you see the red stains which have left over. So this is generally where they'll press the grapes and then they'll pump the juice, the pressed juice, straight into the machines. Straight into the tanks, and then they'll kickstart the fermentation. Okay? And then I'd like to draw your attention to that side where I'll explain about those diagrams you see. Okay, so on the estate we only do hand harvesting. We don't do machine harvesting because we believe that a person has better judgment. It also ensures that the grapes arrive healthy and in whole bunches. So we only do hand harvesting on the estate. Hand harvesting is also very good for job creation as well. So we only do hand harvesting on the estate. And then the second diagram just briefly explains what will happen in terms of white wines. They'll go through the crusher and they'll be pressed in the pneumatic pressing machine, and then they'll go straight to fermentation. With reds, it's the other way around. So we'll take the grapes in the tanks, kickstart the fermentation, and then we'll press after the fermentation. And then this is known as a distema or distalker. So all the stems and leaves will be left over. They will be used as mulch in the vines during the dormant season, which is June for us, and in Europe it's summer for you. So here it's June for us, so it's quite dormant. What will remain is the permanent wood you find, and what grows every season are the green parts of the vine. They grow every season, the dark parts will remain. That is known as permanent wood. The green, or the shoots, they will grow every season along with the grapes. Okay? And then this is what it looks like inside the fermentation tank. So this is referred to as mash. Sometimes the winemaker might choose to kickstart the fermentation a bit later with the whites. Leave the grapes inside the tanks, and then afterwards you might decide to kickstart the fermentation. So you might do some extended skin contact with the white wines. That's just to extract some flavor and some intensity in the wines. Usually that makes the white wines a bit fuller bodied compared to the other styles, but that's a stylistic option. Each estate has their own preferred house style. And then the wine will go through cooling pipes. That's just to preserve the aromatics. And then there's 2 more stages after this, and then this is what it generally looks like inside that pneumatic pressing machine. So if you can't see, you can come a bit closer. This is the membrane which will expand and gently squeeze the grapes. So we also produce brandy on the farm. Our brandy is made from Sauvignon Blanc and Pinotage. Okay? And also that was one of the wine pumps discovered on the estate. We don't use that anymore. Everything nowadays is the latest tech, so that's why we invest heavily in the newest cellar machinery, so we can get the best product for our state. Okay, so I'd like to take you to that map over there just to explain in details about the wine growing regions of the country. grow wine grapes in the cocoa because it's too hot. The vine will die. You won't grow them in KZN, it's too wet. So Cape Town has a balance of both. So Cape Town is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean as well as the Indian Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean brings in cool breezes which help regulate the temperatures. The Indian Ocean brings in warm breezes right out of the market of the years. But there is one wine estate I know of in Durban, but the wines will taste completely different from there to there. Okay? So Groot Constantia is very close to Cape Town, and we have Mediterranean climates, and also influenced by the Atlantic Ocean a lot, meaning that we think of the later continent Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch is generally a bit warmer compared to us, so there we keep the grapes a bit earlier than us. Okay, so Stellenbosch is the second oldest wine region after Constantia. Summer-Frankenstein was handing out permits and then to establish wine estates there. That's why the name Stellenbosch, Summer-Frankenstein, Stellenbosch. And then Paul is generally very warm, but there are pockets where they grow the white grapes and some Italian grapes as well. Some estates generally focus on a bit of both French and Italian. And then the new wine regions are Provence or Elgin. Elgin is formed by altitude, so they're very good for Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And then Ellen is predominantly known for Sauvignon Blanc. Almanas is generally known as the best place for the Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And then swelling down Chenin-Blanc, Stellenbosch, also Chenin-Blanc and Pinotage. And then the other regions will generally focus on different types of grapes. So the main thing you need to know is that the wine region means that the ocean will have an influence in that region. It will have an influence in moving that region, in regulating the temperatures. So those are the main things you need to know. So let's go to this side. White wines express fortification. Red wines express fortification. Which is converted malic acid, which is found in green apples, into lactic acid, which helps soften the wine. This is the stylistic option. Not all wines go through this, particularly white, especially at home. Some winemakers might choose to preserve the aromatics and might not let the wine go through the stage, even if the Chardonnay is loud. But with grapes, they'll mainly go through this process because this process happens in the barrel. Okay? Do I have any questions before we continue? Okay? We can go to the motivation side. Yeah.